Hi, my name's Kayla Marquis, an intern at Keep Charlotte Beautiful down here in Florida, an affiliate of Keep America Beautiful. One of our goals is to keep our county beautiful through environmental education by teaching youth just like you. On today's education mini-series, we will be talking about paper recycling. This is a lesson from the Waste in Place curriculum titled Paper Making. The materials you will need for this lesson are several paper making screens, which I will explain in a minute, used paper, white and colored, kitchen blender, sponges, towels, a board for pressing and a rolling pin, a pitcher or cups, water, aprons are optional, this could get messy, and a clear plastic shallow dish, as well as some paints and markers. First, I'll teach you a little bit about recycling in a paper making process, and then I'll do a demonstration in creating my own paper. What is recycling? Well, recycling is a resource recovery method involving the collection and treatment of a waste product for use as a raw material in the manufacture of the same or another product. For example, ground glass use in the manufacture of new glass. Recycling is a way to extend the useful life of a valuable resource. Reprocessing used materials involves breaking them down and then reforming them into a new product. What is paper recycling? Paper recycling is a process of recovering used paper and remaking it into new paper products. Paper recycling is not a new idea. In the 19th century, people used to make old cloths and rags to make new paper. Notebook paper, for example, can become printing or writing paper, newspaper, or packaging. Here's a list of a few vocabulary terms that we're going to refer to throughout the activity. First, we have a decal. A decal is an uncovered frame which fits in the mold and shapes the paper. Next, a decal edge. When pulp slips under the decal, it forms a soft edge and is called a decal edge. And a mold is a frame used when making paper which holds a stretch screen. For this, we're going to use an embroidery hoop. And pulp is a fibrous material prepared from wood or recovered paper used to make paper products. And slurry. The paper produced when pulp and water are mixed together during the paper making process that is used to make paper. And lastly, couching, a method of transferring a sheet of wet paper from the mold onto the drying surface. So here's a video of me making my mold. I used a large embroidery hoop as well as some window screen that I found in my garage and pulled it very, very tight and made sure to trim the edges. So this part we want to make sure we do with our parents or with an adult because we're using a blender. We don't want to get our hands anywhere near those blades down in there. So here I am filling up the water, and I'm only putting 2 handfuls of paper, of shredded paper at a time, into the blender, or else it'll bog down the blender, and you don't want to do that. Again, just keep adding more handfuls, another, and then the rest of it. Make sure to get it all nice and good to the consistency of watery oatmeal. And now we have our slurry. So these are the supplies I got to make the actual paper. Here's my mold. I'm going to place it into the tub, and I'm going to grab my slurry. I'm going to kind of pour it over top of my mold into kind of a pizza dough type shape. And I want to make sure to use a little spatula or something to kind of smooth it around, make sure it's all nice and even and level and it's evenly distributed throughout so we don't have any thicker places or else it might not dry all the way. And then I'm going to let the water kind of soak out of it. Pat it around, tap it on the edge. Make sure you get all the water out. And then for this I just laid down a towel. I didn't exactly have a decal. So I improvised with a towel. And here's my sponge, and I'm patting it dry, kind of flattening the paper out into my mold, as well as absorbing all the excess water that could be left in there. Now that that towel was wet, I decided to grab a different towel, and then here I am going to flip it over using my cutting board. Same thing on this side, tapping it out, tapping all the water out. By moving my mold of paper to this board, this is couching, the vocab term we just talked about. And then shake, shake, shake. Let's try to get all that out. And then shake, 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 pat it down, let it a little loose. Oh, and there it goes. Pops right on out. And there we go. So now let's use our new paper to create works of art about recycling. Here's a time-lapse video of the painting that I made. I did a basic recycling sign, but of course you could do many things. You could do a tree scene, landscape. There's so many different options you could do with this. I was trying to go very basic on this. And also, I'm not an artist myself, but it was a lot of fun and it worked great as a canvas. Alright guys, so this is it. This is my final product. And it may look more like a tortilla than a piece of paper, but it is handmade, homemade paper. This is a great and fun activity, and I hope you get to try this at home or in your classrooms. So, thank you.